Right everyone, and welcome to the finale of our Vettel career on F1 2015. And yep, if you didn't see the previous episode, I'd suggest you go back and watch it, because there's some pretty big events happening in that one. And yep, today I've got the final 2 rounds of the season, so assuming if you wanted to go back and watch it, then you have seen it now. Yeah, Vettel obviously wrapped up the title last time out, as did Ferrari in the Constructors, so yep, just 2 races left now then to sort of them to just enjoy the season really, and the final 2 races without any sort of pressure of wrapping up the title or anything. So yeah, they both Ferrari and Mercedes got through Q2 comfortably then, and yeah, it was into Q3 now. Then Vettel was just on it this weekend, and you know, see here his pole lap is just absolutely rapid. You can see Bottas in the 112s, Vettel sets a 110.8, and that gets him pole by over a second in the end. The Mercedes and Raikkonen team against the 11s, never mind the 10s. So yeah, Vettel just in another league this weekend, and yeah, he's looking like he could easily dominate this weekend, having already won 9 races this season and wrapped up the championship last time out. So yeah, it's going to be just trying to finish off the season as much star as possible, I guess, as we get into the grid now then. And it's looking like a 3-stop race. The Ferrari's been gone its tires all season, so I think that should be pretty doable here, as yep, even though the Brazil tyre was pretty bad. But yeah, the lights coming on now then. And away they go in Brazil for the penultimate race of the season, and Rosberg's actually had a very good start here, and he's going to take the lead into turn 1, looks like. Vettel with a slight lockup, but yeah, manages to get slowed down. But it is Rosberg then who takes the lead, of Hamilton and Raikkonen going side by side behind. And yeah, Vettel's got a very good run here, I think, coming out of turn 3, and he's going to line Rosberg up, I think, into turn 4, and take back that lead almost straight away here. He brakes a little bit late there and run a bit wide, but yeah, he's kept it together there, and he's back into first place. And yeah, he could probably run away from here now, as yeah, we see a replay of the start then. Rosberg just getting so much of a better start. In fact, both Mercedes did, but Hamilton kind of getting squeezed out there, sort of had nowhere to go with his start, and that allowed Raikkonen to get alongside him. You also see the 2 Williams and the 2 Red Bulls side by side with each other there. And yeah, it was Rosberg who led out the first few corners. We see his on-board start, he just hooked it up perfectly there, was straight past Vettel almost instantly. And yeah, into turn 1 he had the inside line, and yep, just went straight through into the lead basically. As yeah, we'll see on board then from Raikkonen. We'll see the good start here from Hamilton actually, and just had nowhere to go with it really. He probably could have gone sort of on that little bit of tarmac there, but he would have risked probably getting a illegal overtake or something. As they go side by side here, Raikkonen with the good run there, but sort of went out onto the curb on the exit, and that allowed Hamilton to retake the place. And we see on the run down to turn 4, Vettel up the inside, and they both run actually a little bit wide here. It looks like, yeah, they do. And Vettel, he was up kind of off the track there, but yeah, a few laps later, Rosberg and Hamilton battling for second, and Rosberg is spinning into the wall after contact. The 2 Mercedes coming together for the 2nd race in a row, and this time it really has sort of imploded on them, as Rosberg actually had lost 2nd place and Hamilton had taken the place. Rosberg went up the inside, and yep, I don't think Hamilton really did anything wrong there, but Rosberg went spinning into him, well, spinning after collision with him, and lost his front wing, and that's another race gone wrong for Rosberg then. As yeah, on lap 6 we see Rosberg actually there coming out the pits. That was the car you can see coming out the pits. So yeah, he's a whole lap down already. So once again, another race has gone to waste for Nico Rosberg here, and it's no surprise really that Toto Wolff was blaming his drivers for them losing the championship this season. As Vettel pits on lap 8, that was Rosberg just going past there and then lapping himself. So yeah, Hamilton and Raikkonen have both already been in at this point, so looking like they may be trying 4 stops here, maybe having to do 4 stops I should say. Whereas Ferrari with Vettel looking very much on target here for their 3-stopper. And yeah, he looks like he's going to rejoin. I think there's a few actually staying out there. We've got Sainz and Hülkenberg who are about to go through, I believe. There goes Sainz into the lead of the Grand Prix. And yeah, Vettel is going to rejoin. I think he's going to be close here with Hülkenberg, but looks like Hülkenberg just slightly ahead. And 3 goes in 2nd place, Vettel just behind. Hamilton has closed in a bit though, but obviously it looks like he's doing a 4-stopper, so I guess you could kind of expect that then. So he'll be pushing obviously a lot more in that Mercedes to try and catch up. But yeah, we've got Sainz and Hülkenberg who still out to pit. You can actually see here as Vettel closes right up to him there. The Hülkenberg is on the medium tyres then, so he's going longer into the race here. And Vettel on newer tyres is just going to wear it right around the outside. That's a very ambitious move there. And then in the next corner he's just going to directly inside of Carlos Sainz and it's back into the lead. So yeah, that could be crucial there, because Hamilton now may get held up by Sainz and Hulkenberg, so yeah, he's really done himself a favour there. And talk about that for confidence there on fresh tyres, just driving right around the outside of Hulkenberg, and then on the next corner just chucking at the inside of the Toro Rosso, and he's straight into the lead. And yeah, we skipped right to the final lap then, because just nothing else happened. You saw that the gap was nearly 25 seconds to Hamilton. The 3-stopper worked to absolute perfection really for him. Hamilton and Raikkonen both had to do 4 stops, and yeah, Vettel just in a class of his own. He didn't even have to try to do the 3-stopper. He was just on it this weekend. We saw his dominant pole time, and with all the pressure of winning the championship off him, he takes a dominant victory here to win the Brazilian Grand Prix, his 10th of the season. And yeah, it is just looking like a very, very strong end to the season for the German, as yeah, he's now on the podium. Then Hamilton second, Raikkonen third, Rosberg by Latifi again thanks to that crash near the start. And yeah, they're going to be celebrating on the podium now. I've actually got something funny to show you here. On the very last day of F1 2015 sort of game life, yeah, they're celebrating here on the podium, here with the champagne, and you can see there's cars still coming back into the pits. So yeah, they just decided to get straight on with the podium then, before the Sauber and the McLaren had even made it back into the pits. So yeah, that's kind of makes sense, doesn't it? As yeah, the top 3 celebrate on the podium, and there's the final results. Vettel winning by nearly 25 seconds over the end, in the end, and over Lewis Hamilton. Raikkonen looked like he might actually be able to do a 3-stop here, but then he pitted near the end, and yeah, lost that second place unfortunately. Daniel Ricciardo made the 3-stop work and got himself up to 4th. Kvyat also gained a place from doing so as well, and Hulkenberg got himself up into 8th place and from 16th on the grid, so good drive from him. Rosberg only 10th today after that spin and losing front wing, but he did recover from a lap down, although a lot of cars actually were lapped today, just how quick Vettel was. But yeah, looking further down, the 2 Spaniards there just missing out on some points, as did the 2 Saubers, and Perez had a rather dismal day, 6 stops, and yeah, down in 16th. And Romain Grosjean was the one retirement from today's race, both Myers making it to the finish once again. In the driver's standings then, Vettel now 77 points clear with 1 race to go, so yeah, he's going to have a massive lead whatever happens in Abu Dhabi. It's going to be a dominant championship for him, which he's obviously already wrapped up. Bottas, there you can see, has overtaken Massa in that battle for 5th, that's still going on. And yes, looking unlikely now that Raikkonen's going to be able to beat Hamilton here for 2nd, but you never know. Rosberg is now guaranteed 4th. Looking further down, we see Hulkenberg is actually moving himself up ahead of Maldonado today with that strong result, well, that strong drive I should say. And yeah, still a few close battles going on below. Certainly there was Sainz, Nasr and Button, Alonso a bit further back, and then in the constructors, Ferrari now with a very comfortable lead in the constructors, 178 points, and it could be even bigger by the end of the season now. It's around 619 at this point. And yeah, looking further down, no other changes today, but some still interesting battles going on further down the field. So yeah, we'll now move on then to the final race of the season, and here we go then in Abu Dhabi. And yeah, it was once again no issues for the Mercedes or the Ferraris to get through, but Vettel did have quite a lot of invalidated lap time, so he did use more tyres than he would have wanted to in Q2. And yeah, so this one run in Q3 is actually going to be his only time here, and then he's going to save some tyres for if he needs them in the race. So yeah, we'll see what his time is then. He wasn't far off there, only a quarter of a second off of Rosberg, but it actually only was good enough for 4th place here today, with Rosberg getting pole, and it was so close actually between them, Hamilton and Raikkonen even, only a 10th of a second in it, and Raikkonen actually qualifying 3rd there means he actually wins the qualifying battle against Sebastian Vettel, so that's interesting, even though Vettel was champion this season. We go to the grid then, and yeah, it's looking like a 3-stop race is what they've decided, but I think it should be doable on 2 stops given the Ferrari is good on its tyres. But yeah, we'll see how it goes then, as well. Lights coming on now then. And the final race of the season is underway then in Abu Dhabi, and Massa gets a very good start here then and goes straight past Vettel, but Vettel later on the brakes locks up slightly, but he's back through and into 4th place. And yeah, I can't wait until we get on to 2016, I'm going to be honest here, and we may actually have some different starts going on in these career mode races. But yeah, back to this then, and yeah, we've got Rosberg still leading from Hamilton, then Raikkonen is 3rd, Vettel in 4th, and Massa's in 5th now. So we head into the hairpin then onto this the first DRS straight then for the first time. No DRS of course until lap 3, but we should see quite a lot of slipstream in here on this first lap. We'll see if the Ferraris can do anything here with the Mercedes here. But yeah, it still looks like Rosberg's got to lead Vettel a little bit further back there. He's actually braked very late though, and he's locked up. He's actually passed Raikkonen and collided with Hamilton there. They managed to keep it together though, and he actually gets a warning there for the collision with Hamilton. It was quite a late move on the brakes there. I don't think he actually intended it. But yeah, he's not going to have a good round, Hamilton here down the second straight. Raikkonen having a look as well. Vettel goes to the outside. Is he going to try and run it around the outside like he did to Button in 2012? Yes, he is, and through he goes into second place as it's all bunching up behind. But Rosberg has got himself a nice lead here then on this first lap. You see the replay then, and yeah, once again Vettel just not getting away at all. And yeah, once again he gains it back in turn 1. It's pretty much been the story of every single start this season, it seems. On board then with Lewis Hamilton, who in 2014 got a very good start here from second en route to winning his championship. But yeah, today it was pretty much level with Rosberg there, and he had to maintain his second place. Massa, we said before, very strong off the start, and he did get a very good launch here compared to the two Ferraris, and it wasn't very long run to turn 1, so he couldn't have a look at Raikkonen, and he ran too wide into turn 1 as Vettel was quite late on the brakes. And yeah, onto the DRS straight then, we see the move then. Vettel just braked too late. I think he was trying to avoid his teammate and ended up just sending it over the inside of Hamilton there. A little bit of contact, they both got away with it though. Well, that may have hurt Hamilton run there possibly. We see then down the next straight, it was all very close behind there, but Vettel managed to get around the outside, as we said, like his move on Button in 2012. And that was a nice move up into second place there for him. Skip to lap 5 then, Rosberg maintained his lead, but Vettel had closed it down very slightly here, as Raikkonen had actually passed Hamilton as well for third place. So yeah, there's some interesting battles going on during this race. And yeah, the tide was starting to go off a little bit here for Vettel, so it was looking close to a pit stop, but Rosberg actually pits on lap 5, so that's interesting. As their Ferrari scheduled stop was on lap 6, but they may even change that because of their pre-go on their tyres. So yeah, Vettel takes the lead then after only 5 laps, and he actually stays out extra 2 laps then, so yeah, he comes on lap 7, so I guess he stayed out 1 lap longer than he was expecting, but 2 laps longer than Rosberg. So yeah, he could probably do a 2-stopper from here, you'd have to think. In fact, he did go on to prime tyres then, so that's interesting. He'd normally be going on to option tyres if he was doing a 3-stopper. So yeah, he's on the primes. He could probably get another set of primes from there to the end. So yeah, it's looking like he may be trying to stop here to just beat Rosberg and well, just Mercedes in general here. So it looks like he's going to be joining ahead of Hamilton then, who does seem to be on the 3-stopper as well. And yeah, we'll have to see how this one plays out then as we skip to later on in the lap then. Vettel catching up to Carlos Sainz for the second race in a row. Once again, Sainz staying out quite long for his first stint. And yeah, Vettel lines him up then down the second DRS straight, and through he's going to go then comfortably before they even make it to the turn. He's into 4th place as we saw Rosberg there, but he passing Maldonado for second. And at the end of the lap, Vettel captures right up to Maldonado, who will be paying then at the end of this lap. There he goes, and so does Rosberg, interestingly. I can tell you that he didn't have any visible damage or anything when I looked at that afterwards. So he must be going for like some very unusual 4-stop strategy here, which really does not make much sense at all. And yeah, that's then to the lead then with Hamilton chasing him down on that 3-stopper. Have to see how this one plays out then. But yeah, Hamilton couldn't catch him, and yeah, he paired a few laps before this. But yeah, Vettel then pits on lap 17 for his second stop of the afternoon. Probably should be his final stop, I'd have thought, from here, so he can go on to the set of prime tyres, and then yeah, he'll be good to go for the rest of the race. As yeah, there we go. And yeah, once again, Ferrari have been perfect pretty much with their stops this season, and yeah, out he goes. And yeah, looks like Hamilton will actually pass him here, but he does have one more stop to make, so he is looking very good here for Vettel to take victory then for the final race of the season that he has pretty much dominated after struggling in the early rounds. As we get to later on in this lap then, and yeah, going through the chicane, and he gets the 3-second penalty there for cutting that corner very slightly, so that seems a little bit harsh, but he's got a comfortable gap, so it doesn't really matter too much. But on that stuff, he's catching Hamilton, he gets another one, so 6 seconds there, and he really did not gain 6 seconds, you'd have to say, from doing that. But yeah, as we said, he should be fine with that, but it is rather inconvenient for him there, I guess. As yeah, Hamilton running very wide then on old tyres, and Vettel lines him up now into the first chicane here. And he just has so much more confidence to brake later, and yeah, through he goes into the lead of the race. And yeah, Hamilton still with one more stop to make, but Vettel with 6 seconds worth of penalties But yeah, Vettel should be fine from here, and indeed he is. You can see the gap there is nearly 16 seconds, so he still would have had a healthy lead even with the penalties there. So yeah, Vettel, what a season he's had then. It was looking like he was still struggling with the demons from 2014 in the early rounds of the season. It just wasn't working out for him. Then he got that podium in Bahrain, and since then it's just all gone very well for him. He takes the 11th win of the season then in Abu Dhabi, and he ends what a season he has dominated in style. And yeah, Ferrari once again victorious with their 12th win of the season then, and it's the same top three from the last race actually then, with Hamilton and Raikkonen joined him on the podium. And yeah, another double podium then for Ferrari in what has been a Constructors' Championship winning season, their first since 2008. So they celebrate then at the close of the season with the champagne, and yep, it is smiles all around then at Ferrari. And yep, Sebastian Vettel ended the season in very spectacular fashion with 3 wins to wrap out the season. So we see the final results then, and that 6 seconds worth of penalties did not make any difference in the end, because he still won with a fairly comfortable margin there, with Raikkonen third and Ricciardo for the second race in a row actually finishing 4th. I believe that is actually the same top 6 in both races then in this episode today. Rosberg only 7th then. That forced offer was just a terrible idea. I don't know what Mercedes were thinking with that. And once again, Rosberg hardly picking up any points. Kvyat stayed in 8th then. He was one of the other ones who actually tried the 2-stopper, but it didn't seem to make much difference for him. Perez 9th, and Nasr actually had a good result to finish up in 10th place in his Sauber, ahead of Sainz and Hülkenberg there. For some reason, Team Force Indias did 4 stops in this race as well. Not sure what that was about. But looking further down, we see that McLaren round out a dismal season in 14th and 15th. Lotus out of the points as well here today. Ericsson had a 5-second penalty for something, I'm not sure what it was, and Will Stevens actually beat him then. So yeah, 385 points and is Vettel's winning total in the end, which is not quite as much as his 2011 and 2013 totals, but it's very close to them. And yeah, he wins by 84 points in the end, which is a massive margin then, over 3 race wins in the end over Lewis Hamilton. Raikkonen secured 3rd, Rosberg with 4th. Bottas actually managed to beat Massa in that very close battle between the 2 Williams teammates. Verstappen had a very impressive debut season and finishing in 9th place ahead of Sergio Perez. 2 Red Bulls up there. 7th and 8th was a disappointing season overall for them. And Nasr did beat Carlos Sainz then with that point today in the final round of the season. And the 2 world champions there are Button and Alonso. A season to forget for them with McLaren in 16th and 17th. And yeah, 2 manners then made it to the finish in both races, but didn't score any points. And yeah, when I'll look at the constructors' standings then, and Ferrari then 659 points with their final total, not quite as much as Mercedes 701 I believe from 2014, but still very impressive from them there. Mercedes only could manage 2nd then this season as defending champions. Looking further down, Force India recovered from a weak early part of the season to finish in 5th, and looking down, Mana didn't score any points, but yeah, as we said, they made it to the finish in most races, so yeah, they can go into 2016 with a lot more optimism. As here we go then, the season review, and there we see actually the teammate qualifying challenge, and Raikkonen did actually beat Vettel, as we said, then 10-9 in the end, so it did all come down to that final race. But yeah, in the races, 15-4 to Vettel. The only races he actually was beaten by him were Malaysia, China, Canada, and I can't remember the other one now. So yeah, that is it then for this season now, I believe. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say. Thank you very much for watching this, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this whole series, including the 06 part. I know that the 2015 stuff wasn't as popular, and that's just the way it was. I sort of missing. Yeah, I wasn't expecting 2015 to be as much of a failure as a game, so obviously the series was obviously not as great, but I appreciate the support for all of it. Obviously we started like the main part of it in January 2015, and here we are then in August 2016, the day before F1 2016 comes out, and yeah, we're finishing it then. I'm planning on doing a normal career mode series for F1 2016. It should be a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to doing it, and yeah, the goal will pretty much be like this one really. We'll be starting off like in a midfield team, working our way up a little bit, and the final goal obviously to try and win the World Championship for Ferrari. So yeah, I hope you're looking forward to that one. Thank you once again for the support in the series. If you did enjoy today's video, then make sure you leave a like. Also leave a comment with what you thought, maybe your favourite moment of the series or something, I don't know. Subscribe if you're not already, and yeah, check the description below for links to my Twitter and Twitch. And other than that, I shall see you on F1 2016. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.